Hello, everybody. How's it going? This is Joe. Welcome back to another episode of the Inside Our Phillies podcast. The Phillies have won 2 out of 3 in Toronto against the Blue Jays earlier this week. They also won 2 out of 3 against the White Sox before we recorded this episode, but we'll focus a little bit more on the Blue Jays today. Maybe dab a little bit in the White Sox series. But here to talk all about what has happened, we have Jeremy, SJ Phillies fan. How are you doing, man?
Doing great.
Then we also have Giles with us today. Long time no talk. How are you, man?
Doing pretty well.
Sweet. Glad to have you both with us today. So let's kind of jump right into this by talking a little bit about the Blue Jays series. I think one thing that you're maybe hearing people talk about a lot is the Phillies offense improving in some ways, or at least appearing that they're better over these last 2 series, scoring 8, 3, and 9 runs in the White Sox games and 5, 2, and 7 runs in the Blue Jays games. So how much do you all believe that this offense has really improved, or do you think it's just a mirage?
I don't think it's really improved as if they're coming they were supposed to be average, and what they were before was infinitely below average, and so I think we're just seeing positive regression. They don't inspire me much of anything still though.
Giles, how about you?
I think it does kind of matter where you're putting the point of improvement from. If you're doing it compared to last season, then obviously not really. But if you're doing it compared to where they were in, say, like April, then yeah, it's a pretty big improvement right now. But I think it's like Jeremy said, it's probably just more positive regression right now to the mean. So they're not an awful offense. I don't think they ever were. But I don't think they're ever going to be anything special, barring some kind of insane, unforeseen trade at the deadline.
I'm going to kind of disagree with both of you. I don't know if I'd say that this offense is awful, but I do think I would call it severely deficient. I think you look at each position, right? You're not expected to get too much more out of JT. Harper at first is fine. Stott at second base, he's not good offensively, but more or less been what we've expected. Turner, you're hoping for a lot more, but you look at the Savant page, and there might not be that much more there. Bohm has been better recently, probably closer to what we expected. And then the outfield across the board, and we'll get into the Garcia injury later, is just a disaster. I have a hard time seeing this offense even being league average. I think they're a below average offense.
But I would agree with that but an offense all around the league is terrible this year. So they've honestly I don't think they're that far behind.
What's their team OPS or WRC plus then? Because that'll just judge them.
It's so bad still with that, but it's hard because they were so bad the first 30 games.
I mean, compared to the rest of the league, then I guess this year, do you think it's gonna be bad, or do you think it's gonna be average compared to the rest of the league? Just regardless of offense being
but I think it'll be bad compared to the rest of the league. I think it'll be bad.
Yeah.
Where they're at right now, for those curious, they have the 5th worst team OPS in the major leagues at 688, tied with the Red Sox for 4th worst, actually.
Nice. That's good. That's a good number, right?
Great number.
I still think I saw this inner sort of faith, I guess, that Turner is going to turn it around, no pun intended, at some point. I think the Savant page kind of looks shitty because he's just plain shitty. It's not any sort of bad luck. That's kind of what I use Savant for, is as a guy getting unlucky. And I don't think Turner's been unlucky. I think he's just been bad. But I guess internally I can't really accept that Turner has fallen off the map in one season.
So I don't know if you've been paying attention to what Jung-Hoo Lee's been doing since he came off the IL for the Giants.
Oh, I've heard about it.
Yeah, 550. But do you know what he did when he was injured? He was struggling very hard.
What did he do?
He just sat in front of the pitching machine, did not swing, and had
throws.
And it's all I want from Turner. I want to read that that's what Turner's been trying to do, because I don't want him swinging. I want him to just look at pitches, because right now he is just swinging at everything, and he's in his head. We all know it, and he needs to not swing.
Turner is he's of the same vein of Alec Bohm, where they're both very emotionally affected players.
Yes.
But Turner is much better at hiding it on the field than Alec Bohm is. He is much more internalized, I think. I don't.
But Turner, you see Turner just swinging at everything close.
It's I know, but it's not like he's not like spiking and breaking his helmet against the ground like Alec Bohm after hitting into a double play or something, or just routine ground out when the team's up by 7 or something. But I think Turner just inherently does not have a good knowledge of the strike zone. And Joe and I texted about this a little bit. And I think it's a thing you can improve it at the margins, but I think either you can read a ball or a strike out of the hand reasonably well, or you can't. I don't think there's much, work that you can do to make somebody who's awful at it, like Turner, be, amazing at it. Just by looking at some pitches during being on the IL or something. So I just don't know what good that would do. I just think he needs to get out of his own head, frankly.
Yeah. I kind of think that on the Turner side of things, I'm with you, Giles. Like it's really hard to believe that like Turner is this cooked, and I think that if there's somewhere that they can make big improvement, it's going to come from him. But the thing that concerns me more about Turner is like the defense seems to have stepped back in terms of like the focus not being there. I don't know if you all agree.
So I remember talking with, I think it was NJ about this, that fielding values can be extremely finicky, and that, it can easily just kind of be a 1-year mirage where somebody's like, oh my God, he's a great fielder now up and he's back to being sucky. And, he's not as bad as he was in, say, right now, compared to 2024 or even 2023. He's, slightly below league average in terms of fielding value per savant. He's bad, but he's not, nightmarishly awful. He's been getting better as the year's gone on here with outs above average. It was near the bottom of the league, I think, at the start of the year, and it's now nearly 50th percentile. But it's the chase. That's always been a Turner. It's how much he chases pitches, and I just don't. We'll just see. I don't know how he's going to get out of it. So he just has to.
Yeah. Who is the best and worst defender on the team? Both of you. I'm interested in to know what you say. Giles, I'll go to you first on this one.
Of me? Oh, geez, this is getting me out of nowhere. Worst defender on the team. This year, right now, Crawford in center. I think it's the worst defender.
For me, it's Harper or Crawford.
Harper or Crawford, but Crawford, first base, you can get away with shitty defenders pretty easily, and I just,
boy, have we.
Yeah, I just don't really care that much about bad defense at first base, to a point, obviously, but it's just sort of like he's the first baseman.
You lived through Ryan Howard playing first base. You could live with anyone playing first base.
I grew up with Rhys Hoskins at
Ryan
first.
Howard, no. Rhys Hoskins is a Gold Glove. Is Ozzie Smith compared to Ryan Howard? Ryan Howard, every time he threw to second base, every time it went to the outfield.
I think I've told you guys this. My dad wrote an article where it was Ryan Howard versus a piece of plywood, and Ryan Howard, throwing the baseball. Piece of plywood can't throw the baseball. Will not throw it into left field. Ryan Howard throw the baseball to left field.
It took years for them to decide. Just never throw.
Yeah, just take the ground ball and just take it first. Don't even throw it to second.
Yeah, no, I've never seen a worse first baseman.
Anyways, but that I got sidetracked there. I think Crawford being in center and being as bad as he is so much worse for this team than Harper being bad at first base. And thank God that now they have had two Gold Glove caliber defenders in the corners in Marsh and Garcia to kind of cover him up a lot, which they have, because he's just not very good out there. I think their best defender, it's either Garcia or Marsh for me. Most fun to watch it's Garcia. I love watching a guy hose somebody from the outfield. I think everybody can agree on that. Can we all agree on that?
Yes.
Watching Garcia hose somebody from right field is the best thing ever. JT's been surprisingly excellent this year, though. So that's a really close one.
He's my sneaky pick for best defender.
Yeah, his framing's actually good this year. It's amazing. It's like he's decided to actually try.
The one thing more, and I know that we've talked a lot about this, Jeremy, is JT just needs to challenge more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like there was a lot of there was 2 pitches. I forgot what inning it was. The guy ended up walking, but the first pitch of the bat was called a ball. It was just on the line. Like, okay, fine. Like, you can understand you maybe not want to challenge, but then like pitch 5 was like in the zone pretty clearly. It's like you have to know that one is in the zone. And he's just not they are not challenging enough from the catcher position. It is really frustrating.
It's one of the downsides of having the challenge system that nobody wants to use that first challenge because then we only have one left if you're wrong. It's why we just need full ABS in 3 or 4 years and not none of this challenge bullshit. JT's been just fantastic behind the plate. I wasn't really thinking of him. I think I'd actually put him number 1. I feel like he's a lot better this year than he was last year behind the dish.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get into the whole Garcia injury part of it all, but it almost looked to me like the way that JT's tag attempt looked like really weird on that play that he got hurt too. So at least that's not the case because I can't take Rafael Marchand behind the dish for one more day. But let's get into the whole, Adolis Garcia part of it all. How concerned are you about him? I think as of the time of recording, we don't know how long he might be out for, but if he is out for like a long time, what would you think?
You want to start, Jeremy?
We are screwed. Like just his defense alone was making up for his offense, but then his offenses had been picking up.
What about you, Giles?
Yeah, they're screwed. They are so screwed. So their best choices after Garcia are, whoever the hell the guy they have up right now as their 4th outfielder is. I don't even Barreau or whatever the fuck his last name is. Gabriel Rincones, who only hits right-handers, so another one of these guys, fantastic. Otto Kemp, who can't hit for shit and is maybe worse at fielding than Nick Castellanos in the outfield. And Felix Reyes, who is, also sucks. So it's not going to be fun. Having the elite outfield defense was fun while we had it. That's all I'll say. So it's not going to be a good time.
I feel bad saying this because my initial reaction was okay, cool. He's been pretty far below replacement level. I kind of think that his improvement has been more of a mirage over the last couple weeks. He is still sitting at negative 0.8 baseball reference WAR. But then I was thinking about it. It's kind of where you were going, Giles, and there's just nobody behind him. The more you look behind him, I don't want Felix Reyes playing every day. I don't want Baroa playing every day. I mean, Rincones would be interesting, but I don't think he's the answer. Brian De La Cruz, he's also probably not the answer. I think that we might miss his 64 OPS plus before too long.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
I think they're number 1 going to the trade deadline. It's, I think, a little too early to talk about the trade deadline. But I think number 1 thing that I want to see is an outfielder. This is the 5th year in a row it feels like we're talking about this. But
Joe, I have a proposition. We put Bryce Harper back in right field and just get a fucking first baseman.
Oh, wow. We've talked about this.
Oh, who?
Radical idea. Radical idea. Some fucking league average hitter. I'll go look it up right now. You can keep talking.
I
like that idea. I don't see a downside to it. Jeremy, what were you going to say?
Who's available at first base?
I mean,
Walker played some first base.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just you're gonna get even if you're getting below average first baseman, right? Like 85 OPS plus, something like that.
Yep.
That's gonna be a lot better than whatever they're gonna be getting out of the corner outfield spot right now.
Yeah, because you're
So
gonna
like,
just be transferred. So my thought is it doesn't even like. Oh my god, I'm gonna get torn to pieces for saying this. Like, let's say this is just type. This is just an example off the top of my head. So I don't actually consider this like serious. But like, go get somebody kind of washed and shitty now, like Hoskins from the like if he was available from the Guardians for whatever reason, and stick him at first, and you put Harper in right field, and Harper's offense just gets moved to the outfield, and it's just going to be way better than anything Reyes or Kemp is going to put out there. And at least Harper can still throw the baseball, kind of. So it just, I have no interest in seeing fucking however many games we would have to see of Felix Reyes or Otto Kemp or Gabriel Rincon is the only one I'm like willing to even humor just because he can kill right-handed pitching so well. But everybody else, I have just zero interest whatsoever in, and it's kind of shocking how quickly the farm system has dried up in the past couple of years because they have nobody to really move that isn't like an untouchable or slash upper echelon guy like Gage Wood that they really don't want to touch because everything
well,
else is just crap.
even like I think the whole Scooble discussion is ridiculous
It's
because
stupid. It's idiotic.
I actually don't think that they have the chips, even if they wanted to, which is
Yeah.
stupid because the last thing they need is another starting pitcher.
Yes.
Even like Gage Wood plus, that's not getting you close to enough for Scooble.
Oh, do you want a broken Aiden Miller? Do you think that'll sway him?
I don't think so. Do you?
You know, we could maybe get some snake oil in there too, but I don't know if that's going to get the deal done.
Yeah, like realistically,
Okay. I feel we should talk about the series first. They won 2 out of 3. They blew a save. Like we're jumping farther.
I don't know. It feels pretty free flowing, but yeah, we should probably get to the games.
I mean, the games were like Phillies games, right? Like I feel like all the games feel the same.
Yeah.
And Duran blew a save, but like nobody is that concerned about him.
Yeah, because
they shouldn't do it.
It was all
2 infield singles by bad defense and a wild pitch. But I think it's good that he blew a save because I don't think this team can handle the pressure of a save streak. So
That's a good point.
And it was against an AL team, so it's whatever. So, but I just think it was the perfect time for it to happen. The Braves also lost on a walk-off that night, so I think it was the perfect storm for it to happen.
I just also give so few shits about the save stat that I did not know he had a perfect season going until maybe the end of last week. I do not care about saves or blown saves, mainly the blown save statistic because it applies to every single inning, but yet you can only get a save from finishing the ball game.
It's a good point.
And
I agree. I think it's ridiculous. You get a blown save the moment a reliever comes in.
Yeah, like in it's 6th inning, like of a 1-run game with the bases loaded and 1 out. Oh, sack fly! You blew a save. You suck.
I know we have holds needs to be counted as a official counting stat, and blown holds. It's the easiest situation.
Mm-hmm.
Holds people care about even less though.
Yeah,
I care about holds more than saves.
No,
I just care about how good the pitcher is.
What I will say. Yeah. Oh, sorry for cutting you off.
No. It wasn't going to be anything important. It's okay.
What I will say, I mean that blown save by Duran, that environment in Toronto for a regular season game seems incredible.
He's going to say the thing.
Say it.
Can I say it?
You could say it.
It's way better than Citizens Bank Park. Citizens Bank Park is nothing like that in the regular season. CBP is incredibly, incredibly tame when it is not the playoffs or a Mets game.
I agree. And Mets games get taken over by Met fans.
Mets fans, yes. Oh my God. Just, yeah, no. I remember, everybody remembers I bring this up I'm reasonably often. The first or the second game of that big August Mets series in 2021. It was like the first playoff-like atmosphere at CBP in ages, in 10 years. And, they win that first game to go into first place, and they're playing the second game. Out in left field where Harry the K's used to be in that second deck area, that entire entire second deck was 99% Mets fans. You know,
Don't you mean the Ghost Energy deck?
Yeah. Oh, the Ghost Energy deck. My bad.
How dare you?
The Ghost Energy deck, entirely Mets fans. And I remember in 2021, and I keep saying these years because the team was competitive in these years. I don't think there's an excuse for what I'm about to say here, which was when the CBP got taken over by Dodgers fans. Like a West Coast team took over, the Philly Sports East Coast, stadium during a home game. And I just think that's kind of embarrassing. And I've been to so many CBP regular season games from 22, 23, 24, 25, one this year. And the environment is never comparable unless it's like really late in the game, or the Jumbotron is telling everybody to get it loud and make noise. Nobody makes noise. You feel like you're doing something wrong if you're shouting, trying to get a chant going from the upper deck or something. Like, that's kind of the atmosphere at CBP now. People telling you otherwise have not been to enough games, or they've watched on TV and buy like totally into the hype. So that's my hot take.
I'm with you. As somebody that's been to, probably about 3/4 of like the league's parks, Citizens Bank Park in general gets like massively overrated by Phillies fans. I don't like blame them for, because I think people have like a tendency to
Yeah.
defend things that they like or the things that they have nostalgia for, and I certainly have a lot of nostalgia going to Citizens Bank Park. But I'm gonna be honest, you go to a game in San Diego, you're getting a much better atmosphere than you're getting
Yes.
at Citizens Bank Park. You're right. You can bring this over.
The bulb Citizens Bank Park was a lot better before they started ruining it.
This is true. This is a great point.
I mean, I'll even compare two eras in CBP even. And granted, my experience is limited because I was really young. We didn't go to as many games back then. But when I was like, 9 or 10 and going in 2010, 2011 with my dad, you would get full blown, like unprompted, let's go Phillies chants from like the sold out crowd and stuff. And it was awesome. It was awesome. It was a great time. And even now, if it's like sold out, it's really, really tame. I think the only times I really felt a playoff atmosphere in that stadium was for maybe opening day of 2022, playoff games, obviously. So any playoff game I've been to, then it does live up to the hype, in my opinion. And that August series against the Mets in 2021, really the only times I can remember it really feeling like electric in that stadium. It's very, and I get it. You're not going to have fans that are like super hyped up into the game 24/7, like during the entire game, throughout the entire season, even in like the dog days of summer, right? Makes sense. But just like, even if it's a Mets series, like it's this 6th inning and say Wheeler's got like guys on 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs and it's 1-2 to like Francisco Lindor or something. The crowd ain't coming to its feet. They're just going to sit there and go, yeah, woo, let's go. And then be quiet after like 3 seconds. That's the atmosphere in CBP now. Okay, I will stop ranting about CBP's overrated fan atmosphere here and like eating up audio time.
No, I am honestly completely with you. And like I said, I understand where people are coming from, but people got to get out more. People have to experience more parks, and not to mention the way that the Phillies fans abandoned the team when the team wasn't doing
I'm
well.
still bitter about that.
Look at how much Rockies fans still
Yes.
pile into Coors Field.
Yep.
Rockies fans are better than Phillies fans are. Hot take.
No, I've been to Rock. They don't pile it. I've been to a game pretty much every the past couple years, and it's empty a lot of time. It's super cheap. They go for it's mostly college kids going for a bar. They do not pack the stadium. It is very empty.
More comparable would be like Camden Yards or like Pittsburgh, still having a lot of fans come to games and stuff.
Sure.
Just because the stadiums are so nice and such. But like, and it's just something I've always been sort of bitter on. The team was actively in or very close to playoff spots in like the fall of 18, 19, 20, not 20 doesn't count, and 21, and even 2022.
Yep.
And the fans didn't show up to support the team. And I get, they didn't prove that they were worth it. Like, okay, so we're fair weather fans that only show up when the team is like, we know the team's a hot, new, good thing, cheer for. So that's what we're saying with that, by the way, is that unless the team is good, I'm not going to show up to support them. So you're a fair weather fan if you're making that argument.
But I can understand not wanting to pay to see a total garbage product. Cheap tickets aren't
I
cheap
can understand that too,
in the
but
band.
like this wasn't like we're talking, May of 2017 or something, where they win 6 games in a month. We're talking like 2021 when they're in first place in the NL East in early August, and fans are still just leaving CBP 60% empty.
And tickets were cheap for a while back
they
then.
were cheap
too.
as shit. Like 210 section, which is one of my favorite spots in the ballpark, and really good seats, were like $30 a pop, and that's like second level. That's not even upper decks. It was even cheaper up there. The idea that it was too expensive in 2021 to go to Phillies games, or they were outrageously priced, is just not true. Like, I can get it's too expensive for some people. Some people don't have the money to go to baseball games. Fine, but like $15, $10 upper deck tickets for a Phillies game is not like screwing you. Like, I'll just leave it there.
I went to like
BS
30
excuse.
games in 21
because
because
it's such a good time.
Yeah, it was so cheap to go. It was like, I don't know, it's a great time.
Well, I was able to get like 2022 and 2023 even pretty like relatively pain-free 4 Hall of Fame club tickets from me and my college friends to go to a Phillies game. So it's like, oh, it's only quote unquote only like $60 a ticket. So for Hall of Fame tickets, which are now like $100 a pop.
Yeah, that they have. They're gonna reap what they've sowed for everything one day. But back to the series as we continued to get completely sidetracked. I'll just open it completely up. Does anybody have anything that they want to call out about the series?
I did not think that Harper ball in the first inning was going out when he initially hit it.
I didn't either. Yeah, I was shocked that got out.
And it got out by
I was
much as
cooking
it did,
dinner,
too.
and then I saw that he homered on the first pitch.
Bohm is just so. I'll just say, like, makes hitting a home run that far look so unbelievably easy and effortless, and still just spends half his time playing power ground ball to shortstop.
It almost makes it more frustrating, right? When like
Yes.
something like that happens once or twice every year.
Yeah, you remember his first major league home run against the Braves in 2020? That went like into the pool in center field in Atlanta. It was like 450 feet to dead center field.
Right. Yeah.
And never done anything like that ever again. It just like lift the ball, Alec. Stuff like Jesus. I would take a 240 hitting, 25 home run, 35 double something Alec Bohm over what we have had the last 3 years. First half of 2024 excluded, so fast, and it would do so much for this baseball team. I think he could hit 20 this year, though. I do think he is actually legitimately like turned the corner right now.
I am starting to wonder if, because of everything with Aiden Miller, like, I wonder if they just tried to give Bohm a qualifying offer and have him back on like a 1-year deal.
Unless they win the World Series, they cannot run back the entire offense again.
Well, not saying run back the entire offense, but like, man, who's going to play third base?
I don't care. They can't. No, I cannot stand another season of They got Bohm's gone unless they win the World Series.
Trust me. The last thing I want is Alec Bohm on this team at all. But like, who were the options? Like Bo Bichette, if he opts out, which
oh boy, I'm all over that.
Yeah, Anthony Rendon apparently is technically a free agent according to contract. Eugenio Suarez has a $16 million mutual option, which won't get picked up on one side or another.
Another year older.
Right. Then after that, you have Yandy Diaz, who's as old as Suarez, mostly plays first base.
We're not thinking outside the box enough here, Joe. We got to move Bryson Stott to third base again, like the start of 2022, okay? And then find a second baseman.
I guess I can see that. I mean,
No, I'd be completely on that offense at third base.
I mean, when you look at like the second baseman, like Gleyber Torres is a free agent. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I would maybe
He can't
rather
play
have.
third. He can't play. He can't play third.
Who? Torres?
Yeah, Gleyber
Oh
Torres
no, I'm
cannot play
talking. I'm
third.
talking about moving Stott to third base, like the start
Yeah.
of 2022, and having Torres play second.
Like, if you look at like the second basemen that are available, like you have Chisholm, you have Arise, you have Gleyber Torres, Brandon Lau. There's names
So
there.
I've just come up with a great analogy for this freaking roster. So one thing we hate as technicians or people who troubleshoot, electronic devices or whatever, is people who clearly don't give a fuck when they are putting the wiring together and they just stuff everything in and say, hey, it turns on, good enough. Close up shop and leave. They don't organize it or anything. And you have to come in and like figure out how to piece it all back together when something breaks. And that's what this roster is right now. You're having to do a bunch of like, shuffling 800 pieces around to find some magic like silver bullet move you can make to fix the gaping holes that are currently on this roster. And like legitimately, this might be I'm just looking at it right now. This might be their last year they can really do even anything. Like if they do not make a serious deep run like NLCS at minimum this year, I think they should start trying to move pieces if there's anything they can move at all, because this is going to be really, really ugly in I think about 2 or 3 years
At the
with this
most,
roster
2 or 3 years.
at most.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's just like the pitching staff will always be there, for the most part, but dude. There's only so much Kyle Schwarber can do, and I don't even know if Kyle Schwarber is going to still be, Kyle Schwarber in 2028.
Yeah, I mean, I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, as long as you have Sanchez, the team's competitive."
No, that's not how baseball
No.
works.
Tariq Skubal does not make Tigers competitive, right?
Angels had Shohei and Trout in their
To be fair,
prime.
Trout was injured a lot of those seasons, but still, yes, they did.
No, I
And
mean 2018 and 2019.
just saying. No, you don't even have to say they had Trout. They had freaking Shohei Ohtani in his prime, at the prime
Yeah,
of his powers, and they didn't make the playoffs. Even they didn't have a winning record. I don't think. Like,
yeah.
just they are going to be stuck with so many bad contracts, and I'm still
Might as well
I
trade for
still
Trout. Might as well trade for Trout. Get another one. Get that
I
right-handed power bat.
I still like turning the TV on to watch this team in the evening. I will always cheer for them. Obviously, I'm never going to actively cheer for them to fail, but my God, dude, this team's future, 2028 onwards, is really, really icky to look at, and I think people are whistling past the graveyard a lot with this team's future.
Do you think it was by design?
I think it was a win now team. Yep.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, that's what I'm just gonna have no like sympathy for anybody who is screaming for a win now approach to roster construction, not just like trading away prospects, but these uber long term expensive deals, like get these players at any cost type mentality. I'm just you asked for this, like you asked for this by saying we have to win now, no matter what, we have to win now. We have to do every move to only care about now, and they are going to reap what they sowed. And maybe they still have some young good players. Maybe miraculously Aiden Miller, is able to have a successful MLB career before his back explodes at age 30. But just there's so many ifs involved in this team staying good that it just does not remain feasible, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, you look at like some of the trades that they made, like the mid-level trades that have
Mhm.
really kind of killed the farm system. You look at like the Lorenzen trade and like how Yu Lee is like a major league player now. They lost out pretty bad on that trade because Lorenzen didn't provide anything aside from the no hitter. The Estevez trade, they gave up a lot more than they got
Estevez
back.
wasn't even like he wasn't worth all that. He just
it's like these mid-level players. I think that they have tried to go with like a quality approach, like keeping like the very top end of your system and
Yep.
just killing everything in the middle. But
Yep. And
where that
now they
goes
have nothing.
wrong is
Yeah.
when you have deep flaws with your top
Oh
prospects,
my
right? Like,
god, Ben Brown is so good now.
right?
I hated that. I hated that trade the moment it happened. Oh my fucking god.
I know I saw it and I was like, Ben Brown, no. Listen, I'm gonna be let's just be, honest here for a second. Is at the time they did need extra bullpen help. You have to always look at these trades in hindsight and at the moment the trade was made. And they had a massive surplus of pitching in the farm system at the time. Ben Brown was like 4 or 5 on the list of pitching prospects for the team at the time. It sucks, but like it happens. Uh, you know.
My issue is David Robinson can't pitch in a Phillies uniform.
Yep.
His walk rate with the Phillies is insane compared to everyone else.
Yep.
No, I hated it. I hated it. I hated
Hey, you know
it.
what? Listen. At least we got Christopher Sanchez for Curtis Mead.
This is true.
God, that article is just so funny.
I will say when they were talking about the Sanchez for Curtis Mead trade on High Hopes, like, oh, is this the best like Phillies, trade in the last, like 40 years or something prior to like past Steve Carlton? I was just screaming, Bobby Abreu, Bobby Abreu, Bobby Abreu. Because they were like trying to say Jason Worth or like Shane Victorino was up there. Not Shane Victorino, but like Jason Worth was like the best trade since 1990 or something for the Phillies. But
Jason Worth wasn't a trade. Jason Worth, we signed him he
we
was
signed him.
one-time.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I don't even know what they were talking about in the context then. But I was like thinking Bobby Abreu the whole time. But yeah, just the farm system is so screwed. it is unbelievably barren. I feel like I'm looking at it in 2020 at this point again, or 2019. Like, just there is nothing down there.
Well, and also just go back though some of these trades. The Estevez trade, George Clausen is a bust. He's
Is he though?
R95. George Clausen is the ERA of 6 in AAA.
Yeah, okay, maybe he's a bust.
Last year the ERA of 5 in AAA. And
then you have the Italian guy that I can't pronounce his name.
But he's pitched in 4 games in the majors and has like a 1.3 WHIP, but his ERA in the minors was 7.
Hey guys, Griffin Burkholder has a 861 OPS this year.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Right-handed bat. Maybe bring him up right now. Fix the outfield.
I mean, I'm just mostly disappointed by Rune Escobar. Like, oof.
Oh yeah, that's been the fall off since about midpoint last season's been rough for Escobar.
Everyone. It's like. I mean, Brian Raccone's the only one that's a bright spot right now. I mean, Nori's on the IL now, but he was struggling.
Yep. Everybody wanted to bring up Nori because he hit a couple homers off a dude throwing 84.
I know.
That was so I felt like I was screaming into the void. Like, so what? The dude's throwing an 85-mile-an-hour fastball.
I know, but we should have traded. We should have traded him at the height of his hype.
Yeah, right. Traded him in like mid-April when his OPS is like 860. I don't know where they're going to go from this. And the big thing that I think everybody just keeps discounting is that there is. I know I don't think you agree with me, Jeremy. I don't think there's going to be baseball next year. I don't think there's going to be baseball, and that is going to really, I think, hurt a lot of players. And it's going to cause, I think, a lot of regression for some people, like in the upper age bracket, like the Phillies have, and missing a year of development for guys in the minors who already aren't that good is going to it's not going to be a fun time.
It's going to hurt the Phillies more than it hurts most other teams.
Yes, because they're going to have to cut a ton of salary too.
Right. I think Jeremy and I are both pro salary cap. Are you as well?
Yep.
Yeah. It's going to hurt the Phillies, but it's what's best for the sports.
Yes.
I know, but it's like I would be not pro salary cap if but like the owners say, oh, we need a salary cap, but they are offering $172 million floor. It's like, well, why didn't you do that anyway. But it's just like what they have now is way better.
I'm okay. Listen, I am okay with, and I want both. I dislike the teams that just can do whatever they want, like okay, I'll just say I dislike the Dodgers, and I hate the owners like out in Pittsburgh, who just don't even hide that they don't give a fuck about how their team does on the field, with how they spend sometimes,
Right.
or they don't spend. So just there needs to be both, and the one thing nobody talks about, there needs to be a huge ass pay raise from every single minor league player in the MLB minor leagues.
Yes.
I do not want ever
Yeah.
see a minor league player having to work a fucking second job while trying to become a Major League Baseball player ever again. I don't care if Bryce Harper wants to see his MLB buddies earning 55 million instead of 50 million. I care about, random Joe, in like rookie ball who's earning 20K a year or whatever the minimum is down there and can't live his damn life because he's making 20K playing baseball. Like, I'm not like, these guys don't have to get paid $1 million or anything, but Jesus Christ, like at least 80K a year or something and cover their travel expenses.
Let people live.
Yep, let people fucking live. Like, these are professional athletes. Like, what
Yeah.
are we doing?
No,
It's a disgrace to the sport, I think.
It's going to get messy. I'm more on the side that you have, Giles, that like there's significant issues.
Like, we have three factions that are all at their core in disagreement with each other.
Yeah.
It is a triangle of immovability.
Yeah, maybe even 4 factions. Like the owners, you have like the cheap
Yep.
owners, the rich
You have
owners,
the middle owners.
the
Yep.
middle owners, and the players, right? Like, and
Yep.
then you can even split the players up to like what the valuable, highest paid players want versus what the rest of the
Yep.
players want.
It is such a mess, and people just don't. They don't see it because they're not as in the loop as obviously we are, because we're just better than everybody, clearly.
Yep.
So I will be shocked if we have baseball in 2027. There we go.
I don't know
And
if I'd
watch
say
that.
shocked, but I'm not like
If we have a full season, I'll be shocked. Then I'll edit it to that.
sure. I would agree with that. I'd be shocked if there was a full season.
Anybody got anything else?
Well, looking ahead to the Brewers series, we have some actually one thing first before this, because about the prospect side of things. I think I was talking to you about this, child. But I'm interested in Jeremy's opinion on this. Jeremy, who ends with more career WAR?
Oh, geez.
Is it Aiden Miller or is it Justin Crawford?
This year or career?
Career.
Oh, I mean, if Aiden Miller's healthy, Aiden Miller.
But do you think he's going to be healthy?
I don't know. Well, we'll see. 'Cause the thing with everyone, like, yeah, it's not a permanent solution, but the idea is they think it's not a structural issue. It's his body is freaking out, so they want to kill the nerves and allow the muscles to then, once the pain is gone, then you can actually properly work on strengthening them to prevent it from happening again. That's
So
the idea.
Here's the thing, Jeremy,
So-
is the question is partially based on if Aiden
Also,
Miller
it's
never
been
plays.
every 12 months with apparently no bad side effects. So just every year for 10 years, we're golden.
If Aiden Miller never plays and has 0 F4, he is still better than Justin Crawford with negative F4.
That's what Giles and I were talking about, because I think Crawford's a career negative WAR player.
I think
just
he sucks.
I think Crawford is just a bad baseball player at the
here's
major
the thing.
league level.
People I talked about innate skills kind of earlier with like seeing a baseball out of the hand. Joe and I talked about this too, is that you can either read a fly ball off the bat pretty well, or you can't. Generally
I
speaking.
cannot.
Yeah, and like you can improve technique and like your movements after you get a read on the ball and like jumping, that all that kind of stuff.
Breaking news! Phillies have made a trade. This is an actual trade.
Oh,
wait! Whoa!
They have acquired
whatever.
center fielder Derek Hill and international bonus money from the White Sox for Dylan Campbell and Jose Colmenares. So they traded for a major league center fielder.
That sucks.
Does he have positive WAR? No.
Yes. No, not this year. No, it's -0.1.
Is he under 30?
No.
But he is now on the 26-man roster of the Phillies.
He's right-handed.
And will probably
He's
play
right-handed.
a lot.
Guys, he's right-handed. Stop the presses.
Yeah, but the guys we gave up, Dylan Campbell has a 693 OPS in Reading, 5'8". And he was, I think we got him from the Dodgers for something, because he was on the Dodgers on 24. So I don't know how we came. I don't know. But then Jose Colmenares is 24-year-old in high A, so he's like 2 years older. So we gave up nothing.
Yeah, we gave up nothing for nothing.
I guess that tells you something about the prospects that they feel they have.
Guys. He's a
but the intentional bonus pool space is decency.
He's a former first-round pick, guys. He has pedigree.
Oh,
you got to respect the pedigree, guys.
What are we, the Angels?
What are we, Ruben Amaro Jr.?
Oh,
crazy.
Okay. Wait, just totally remind. So, do you guys listen to the Philly show, the Zalecki, Amaro, and podcast?
No,
I do not.
I'm so bad about it.
Oh, you should. I mean, it's pretty good. But anyway, last episode they were talking about like just Duran and closers in Philly history, and the best one. It was just really funny. Like Amaro being, I think Papelbon was the best closer by pure and overall everything. Just because I signed, just by his signing was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds funny.
The thing is that every.
It was just funny. It was just like, dude, you signed and we get it.
We're in side tangent like territory here, but like Papelbon gets like that move gets so much shit. It wasn't a dumb move when Amaro made the move. Like
except
it was a smart move.
Except for the fact that he didn't wait for like the free agency way to
change. Yeah. If you just waited, if you just waited a week, then it would have been. That was what everyone was upset about. Like, no, Papelbon's contract was not the reason we sucked.
Yeah, Papelbon was a great closer.
Yep. Except for Pivetta but we don't talk about 2013.
And Pivetta could have freaking not be a head case with us. We could have had a good starting, decent.
Or maybe if we just had, who knows? Maybe we had Caleb Cotham in 2019. Pivetta would have actually been good.
I don't know if Pivetta. I think Pivetta needed the change of scenery in general.
True, maybe. Chris Young certainly didn't help.
So let's move on to the pitching matchups against the Brewers this weekend. Friday, we have the very even pitching matchup. The young, top-rated prospects going head-to-head. Just don't look at their major league stats or their minor league stats. Andrew Painter and Jacob Mizralski going toe-to-toe. Saturday, Aaron Nola takes the mound against former Phillies draft pick Shane Drohan. Then Sunday, he's actually not bad. He has an ERA of around 3, very Brewers-esque.
Of course.
Acquisition, and then Sunday, actually a good pitching matchup.
Okay. He was drafted by us. He didn't sign with us. That's a total.
Yeah, he's a former Phillies draft pick. And then Sunday,
technically,
Chris Sanchez against Kyle Harrison. They're going to lose 2 out of 3, but who cares?
No, we're going to win.
Painter is matched up. We're going to lose that game anyway. Great.
They're going to get overconfident. And they're going to suck against Painter. You watch. We're going to win the Nola and Painter games, and we're going to lose the Sanchez game.
Well, Harrison is a good pitcher. Like, Kyle Harrison is like, he's not the ace of the Brewers, but he is like bordering on like
he did just get killed, though.
Yeah, but...
So then how's he pitching?
But before that start, he was pitching amazing.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
He's a good pitcher. But they're going to lose 2 out of 3, in my opinion, but who cares? It's just a
who cares? They, whatever. Not a good pitching matchups. The thing, like, just talking about the pitching here, so many people, I just don't think remember that the 2023 team, and granted the 23 team had an elite offense, 23 team survived off of 3 starters, basically. Like, Nola was, all season, too. And they were having Bailey Falter and Kyle Gibson, like shitty Kyle Gibson in 2023, eating up innings in the 4 and 5 spots, if I remember correctly. So it's not ideal right now, but I think it is still at least kind of workable. What is really scary is if somebody gets hurt.
True.
And then, or God forbid, multiple people get hurt in the rotation, then the season's just over, frankly. If any of Wheeler or Sanchez gets injured, I think the season's over.
Oh, without a doubt. Probably even if
Yeah.
any of their top 3 starting pitchers, Luzardo included.
Yep. Because there is like a lot of fans who post on like Instagram or casually on Reddit just sort of go, "Oh, bring somebody up from AAA. There's somebody better down there." No, there isn't. There is nothing I don't even know most of the guys pitching in AAA outside of Rangel.
I think
Okay?
Painter's been so bad that Runhell pitching to like a 5.5 ERA or whatever
I
probably
don't
is
even
better.
know if he's doing that. Like, it is so hopeless right now down there. And then everybody's kind of all excited about Alex McFarlane and everything, striking a bunch of dudes up, but he's a reliever now. Like, so that's not gonna really help them.
Yeah.
It's so bad right now. And boy, I don't know how the franchise, walks their way out of it.
Yeah.
I think Dabrowski is gonna do that the opening from Phantom Menace where Grievous just jumps out, abandoned ship, mid combat, and just, I'm good. Okay, 2029 when shit starts falling apart for the team. Okay, I'm out of here, guys. Good luck with that. I'm going to retire now.
We have to start wrapping things up. So does anybody else
That's all right.
have any parting thoughts for today's episode?
Nope.
This is a good baseball team, but they're fucked in 2 years.
Yeah. The question is, are they good enough to compete and maybe beat one of the top end teams?
See, I will end that off by saying, I think they hung with the Dodgers pretty well on the West Coast trip, but I think they are a top 6 team maybe at best in baseball right now, but because the AL is super weak right now this year, but just man, the NL is going to be a problem for them.
Yeah, they're going to be going through the long way too with the wild card, so that hurts.
Fun times.
Well, thank you both for joining. Thank you everybody for listening, and we will talk to you very soon.
Bye.